had a PowerPoint in it, can't you?
Yeah.
Actually, you can say you had a PowerPoint show with 2 PowerPoints in it. Do you want to see the next act?
Yeah!
Please, on the stage, Daniel Trengro! Yeah!
Hey, pretty good. Yeah. What do you call a rhino in a telephone booth?
What?
You call it stuck. Huh? Yeah? Alright. What do you call a rhino in the wild?
Unstuck.
Critically endangered. Rhino populations have been decimated in the last 60 years, and in particular, the black rhino, which is a species of rhino endemic to my home country, South Africa. That's the same information in a pie chart, less useful. So Andy's given me some time to talk to you a little bit about an NGO that I work for. It's a rhino conservation NGO. It's called H.O.R.N. That's Help Ordinary Rhinos Now. And I'll be upfront with you, I'm here to ask you for money. Okay, we depend on people's donations, and I'm here to convince you that these rhinos and the work that we do are worthwhile. So just to give you a broad overview, we combine artificial intelligence with rhino conservation. But before I get into any of that, before I get into the details, I want to tell you a little bit about who I am. Who am I? My name is Michael Preston, founder, CEO, and tech business genius. I started my first company when I was 19 years old. It was a software company called Make It Harder. Give me a cheer if you've heard of Make It Harder.
No.
You've not heard? Okay. Well, I'll give you the run through. Make It Harder is an AI-powered software that shows women what they would look like if they were 20% hotter. You want to see Emma Watson 20% hotter?
Yes!
3 years later, when I was 21, I sold my company to Google for £7 million. Thank you. And I thought that was it. I could retire and hide myself away from all the world's problems. But everything changed when I had my daughter, my sweet Jessica, my angel. She's my angel. She's the best thing that's ever... lots of parents say this. She is the best thing that's ever happened to me. Ever. By far. And that's my other daughter, Evelyn. And I became very worried that my daughter's not going to grow up in a world where she can see these majestic animals. And I became obsessed with this question. You know, we don't have enough rhinos. Rhinos are going extinct. So how do we need more rhino babies. We need rhinos to be having more babies, right? And I spent a long time researching this question. I did door-to-door petitions. I even protested outside rhino abortion clinics. Just trying to find the answer, you know, how do we keep the rhino babies safe? And then I had my first breakthrough. Now just to give you some context, this is a practice that they use in panda conservation that inspired me. Pandas, like rhinos, they have low fertility rates, and pandas don't mate in captivity. So what zookeepers will do is they show pandas videos of other pandas having sex to get them in the mood. This and that increases their fertility. This is really what they do. It's called panda porn. Here you go. That's what it says on the tin. Movies depicting mating pandas intended to promote sexual arousal in captive pandas. And I thought that's incredible. Why is no one talking about this? And more importantly, why has no one applied this to rhino conservation? So I started my second company. This was a few years ago, and I started my second company, and we would become the world's biggest producer of rhino pornography. It's called H.O.R.N. And we spent 2 years filming as much rhino pornography as we could. We had straight rhino porn. We had lesbian rhino porn. We had gay rhino porn. All right, we had MILFs. We had gangbangs. We even had hentai. And after 2 years, we were finally ready to launch. This is what's going to save the rhinos. We were very excited that we ran into our first major obstacle. No zoos were interested. No, many of them trying to distance themselves from us publicly. But as an entrepreneur, you have to take these things in your stride. You know, and I went back to the basics, back to the drawing board, back to the question I started with: why aren't rhinos mating? And then it hit me like a ton of bricks. It's obvious now that I look back. So would you have sex with a rhino? No. Would you have sex with a rhino? No. Of course. Why? Because they're kind of ugly. Let's be real. They are kind of ugly. They're just not hot. I don't want to be mean, but low fertility rates are because rhinos, they don't want to have sex with each other. And that's relatable, to be honest with you. And so in my mind, low fertility rates are a hotness problem. Yeah. We need rhinos who look like this to be looking like that. Boom! Boom! We need rhinos who look like this to be looking like that. Boom! Hubba hubba. So I started my third company. This was a company that would do experimental plastic surgery on rhinos to make them higher. Okay? Rhinoplasty. And I consulted with medical professionals all across the world, and they all told me the same thing. You know, oh, it's impossible. Oh, it's unethical. Seriously, don't do that. But then I found the right man for the job. I collaborated with an Argentinian experimental surgeon, someone who shared my vision, Dr. Adolf Eisenkrantz. Over 92 years old, 60 plus years of experience. I couldn't think of a better man for the job. And during our time at Rhinoplasty, he did over 100 surgeries on 17 rhinos and 5 calves. And we did a whole range of different kinds of procedures, from kind of superficial cosmetic ones like a lip filler. Here we go, much better. To more kind of large-scale, full-body operations. And I do want to warn you, the following pictures are not appropriate for younger viewers, but I've tried to blur out the offending bits. We did boob jobs. And there was quite a lot of bleeding after the surgery. Tragically, we did lose her. Brazilian butt lifts. Again, there were some complications. Tragically, she succumbed to her injuries. Eventually, we had to put the project on pause because we had a 100% failure rate. And that financially destroyed me. I took out multiple loans. I spent my family's life savings, and I was a wreck. I told my wife. She was furious. She left me, and she took Jessica and Evelyn. But when you're in the belly of the beast, in the darkest night of your life, then I promise you, you'll see a little glimmer of hope. Sorry, not this, not this, not this, not this, not that. You'll see a glimmer of hope. And that's when I had it, my big idea. Okay, I didn't need to perform experimental plastic surgery on rhinos to make them harder. Sounds ridiculous now that I'm saying it. All I needed to do was take the footage we had on H.O.R.N, run it through, make it harder to make the rhinos harder, and then equip every rhino with a virtual reality headset. And that is what we do at H.O.R.N. Alright, now let me give you a little glimpse into the future. We are going to take rhinos that look like this and make them look like that. Boom! Alright? And let me tell you, something you're going to see a lot more of is this. Boom! Okay? Fertility rates are going to go through the roof. Rhinos are going to be mating like rabbits. Why? Because he thinks that he's having sex with her. Nice. And she thinks she's having sex with me. With him. Having sex with him. So please, every little bit helps. You can donate at horntech.co.uk. Thank you very much, everyone.